for your interest in the Houston HIV/AIDS Training Institute, Texans Together for HIV/AIDS, Changing the Future. Um, During this clip, we're going to run through our agenda for April 23rd and 24th and give you a better idea of the different trainings and pre-institute activities that will be offered. Our daily agenda on April 23rd, that's a Monday, you can begin arriving to sign in and eat some breakfast or register on site for at 8:30 a.m. We will officially begin at 9 a.m. with a welcome and plenary of speakers. At 10 a.m., we'll break out into our day-long trainings. 4 trainings will be offered on Monday, April 23rd, and we'll go into more detail about what those trainings are about. We will end at 5 o'clock p.m., and after that, we invite you to join us for a networking reception that we'll be having at the church until 7 p.m. On Tuesday, April 24th, the day will begin similarly at 8:30 a.m. You can begin to arrive to sign in and have breakfast. We'll have a short recap of day 1 from 9 to 9:30, and then we'll break out into our trainings. These trainings will be the same as the ones offered on day 1, so you'll have an opportunity to take a different training on the second day if you wish. We will end the day with a closing at 4:30 p.m. Until 5 p.m.
Great. So a little about each individual track. Track 1 is understanding and mobilizing communities, and the target audience for this track are line staff. The level for this track are beginner to intermediate, and the goal is to develop skills that will allow you to deepen your understanding of and connection with your target populations through assessments, cultural competency, coalition building, and evaluation. The pre-institute assignments for this track include a reviewing of an EPI report, as well as completing a short leadership personality assessment. And all these pre-course tasks will be sent to you once you register for that track. So you will have those on to you via email. The webinar for this track that we're not necessarily required, but it's highly recommended that you attend. It by no means that if you did not attend, you may not attend the institute, but it just allows people to better feel comfortable with the topic at hand. So the pre-webinar for this track includes the Stigma and Cultural Competency webinar, as well as the Evaluation 101 webinar. Track 2 is a social media approach to enhancing client interaction, and that is targeted towards line staff as well. And the level is intermediate to advanced. The goal is to deepen skills to examine and exchange successful ways of recruiting and retaining clients and innovative prevention and treatment programs through the use of social networks, social media, and evaluation. And the pre-course webinar that's recommended for this track is the webinar on Evaluation 101. Track 3 is staff development, and the target audience is managerial and administrative staff. The level is intermediate to advanced, and the goal is to build skills in assessing and creating development plans for managerial style, staff growth, personal and staff burnout, and leadership development. And the pre-institute work consists of a self-assessment of personality style. And the webinar to attend for this track is HIV prevention in a changing environment. The last track that we're offering is track 4, and that's organizational sustainability. And the target audience for this one is managerial and administrative staff. The level is intermediate to advanced, and the goal is to build capacities to help adjust the current changes in HIV services through enhancing program design, evaluation, and fund development, the 3 pillars of sustainability. The pre-institute work for this track includes requesting to bring a copy of your mission statement, an annual report, and a strategic plan. The webinars to attend for this track is the HIV prevention and changing environment webinar. like we mentioned, there are several webinars that we're offering prior to the institute. And like I mentioned a minute ago, these aren't required, but they're highly recommended. And even if maybe your track that you're registering for isn't requiring you to attend a certain topic on a webinar, it's encouraged that you maybe see some of the other ones just in case you might be interested on the topic. So the first one is the HIV prevention in a changing environment webinar, and that's taking place on March 29th. The starting time will be 1:30 to about 3 o'clock, so it's about an hour and a half webinar. And the webinar is about helping participants or informing participants of the latest trends in HIV prevention, science and policies, and how they impact Texas service providers. Topics include the National HIV/AIDS Strategy, CDC's new initiative, high impact prevention, treatment as prevention, and other biomedical prevention efforts. And again, this is recommended for both tracks 3 and 4. The following track is Program Evaluation 101, and that's taking place on April 5th from 1:30 to 3. And this is an introductory webinar. It's designed to kind of help participants better understand the 6-step process of conducting effective evaluation. And participants will leave the webinar with tips and tools on developing an evaluation plan and the basic components of an evaluation report. This again is recommended for both tracks 1 and 2. The last track is the Stigma and Cultural Competency webinar, and that's taking place on April 12th, again from 1:30 to 3. And this webinar is provided as an introduction to stigma by exploring some of the knowledge and skills an HIV service provider needs in order to be effective in providing cultural competent services. It is designed to improve the participant's skill in identifying and understanding stigma and its manifestation in various environments, specifically around HIV. And this is recommended for track 1.
The link is on the screen here to register. You can also find this link and information about the webinars and the trainings by visiting our website, or you can contact me directly. My name is Natasha Kirch. I'm the program coordinator, and my email and phone number are on the screen here.
Great. Thanks again for joining. We look forward to meeting you all. Take care.